Councilman, you can order, please. Stand pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic that stands. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Trenary. Here. Councilman Litherland.
Here.
Councilman Bowman.
Here.
Councilman Brown.
Here.
Mayor Akbar.
Here. Public comment. E. Smith.
Good evening, council members, and thank you for hearing me out this evening. The reason why I'm here, I just want to get clarity.
Name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Edie Smith. I'm at 14.
Stop on. Yes, it is called.
My name is Edie Smith. I own Creations Everlasting, 410 Bennett Avenue. And the reason why I'm here this evening, I just want to get clarification on the Donkey Derby festival that's coming in. I want to know if Bennett Avenue will be either open or closed. I'm praying that it will be closed and have vendors at my end. I just feel like I'm being isolated because everything is being open at the 200 and 300 block, and where the 400 block is just being like left out. And in the past for Donkey Derby days, we've had vendors up there. The street's been blocked, and it's just really good. It's not so congested when everything is at the 200 and 300 block. Well, like the Ice Fest, there was so many people down in that 200 and 300 block to where people were complaining. They said, if there's too many people, I feel like it would be a nice gesture for Bennett Avenue to be closed and have like a Bennett, a mall to where you could have a beautiful arch and close Bennett Street completely for our vendors and for festivals and everything. If you go to Vegas and Fremont Street and how they have the mall, I think it's would be so nice to have that here in Cripple Creek. Would make it more warming and inviting, because Bennett is narrow anyway, to be honest with you. So I just wanted to bring that to the table this evening. And for us as a community, that we work together. You know, we got to come together in unity here in this town. I've been here for 16 years, and sometimes we just sort of stray away from each other. But let's just work together as a team and get things done. And we want to be a destination. We want to be known. Hey, you want to come to Cripple Creek. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Edie. Rich Engel.
Evening, Council. Richard Ingold, 1434 North B Street in Cripple Creek. I'm here representing multiple organizations, the Victor Cripple Creek American Legion Post 171, the Community Caring Foundation, the Gold Camp Association, and all its members and associates. I wanted to give you a quick update on things that have been happening. You all have pictures here. There are pictures on the table. If anybody else would be welcome to have them. In the upper left-hand corner is a picture of the inside of our post. We've remodeled that. It's all code compliant. It has handicapped accessible. It now has, it's been turned into a military memorabilia museum, thanks to the donations from a variety of people. What we're going to do is we're going to have an open house on July 4th, between 1 and 4. Everybody's welcome to come. We'll have refreshments there for free. There's some other things that we've been working on. For Memorial Day, we put out about 250 flags at both the Mount Pisgah Cemetery and the Sunnyside Cemetery to honor the veterans that are buried there. On Flag Day, that weekend, we had a nice ceremony over at the Victor Elks Lodge 11 with the Girl Scouts, as well as our own post members there. There was the history of the flag, followed up with our flag retirement ceremony. We'll actually retire the flags when the weather is suitable and you don't have a burn ban and so forth here. And we'll coordinate with the fire department on when we actually do that. Just keep in mind, we do have a flag collection box on the front porch of our American Legion post. Anybody that has damaged, worn, soiled flags are welcome to drop them in there anytime. Open 24 hours a day. We collect them and then we respectfully retire them later when the weather is available. Coming up this weekend at Victor is the vintage baseball tournament. We'll have multiple teams there. They'll be playing by the rules from 150 years ago with their uniforms and the terminology and everything else. It's expected to be quite an event. It's teams across Colorado. There may be some out of state. I'm not sure about that. But that'll be Saturday, and then followed by Sunday will be the final to go up to the championship. So come on out to enjoy that. 4th of July, American Legion is sponsoring and hosting the daytime activities here in Cripple Creek. Will be located on the city parking lot across the south side of eastbound Bennett and that whole area there. And come on out. We're going to have food and beverages and entertainment. We'll have live music. There'll be other activities and booths and things like that. So come out for that. And then coming up in July over in Victor will be the Victor Gold Rush Days. That's another Gold Camp Association sponsored event in association with the Victor Main Street Alliance. The Victor Main Street Commission is one of our member organizations. So anyway, it's a number of activities coming up. Please stop up at the post. We'd love to show that off to you. And I want to thank the staff and the city for supporting the Gold Camp Association, American Legion, and all of the services that you provide to help us run these kind of events. So appreciate it.
Okay, Rich, thank you. Okay. All right, approval of minutes. Meeting minutes from June 7th regular meeting.
I motion we approve the minutes from the June 7th, 2023 regular meeting.
I'll second that.
Vote please.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Councilman Litherland.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tenary. Yes. Mayor Ashford.
Yeah. Report, city administrator. Frank.
Thank you, Mayor. The first thing is we received a plaque of appreciation from the Rocky Mountain Mustang Roundup, which occurred this last weekend, June 14th to 17th. Appreciation of support for the city of Cripple Creek. So we'll hang it up here in City Hall if y'all want to. Pretty nice plaque. I think the businesses in town, from what I heard, did very well. And one of them is here tonight, I think. So it was a great event and the retailers really had a good turnout. The other thing is on the marijuana applications, the city will start, we'll have applications ready to be picked up on Monday, July the 3rd in the city clerk's office. They can pick up their application on I'm going to call it the first round because we have a list of people that have contacted us. We're going to send emails out to everyone, tell them they can pick up their application. I was hoping they'd be here, all of them would be here tonight, so I could, they usually show up at council meetings, but I don't see very many of them here. I think 3 weeks is a good time to give them to get their applications into us. So we'll accept applications till July, Friday, July 21st at 2 p.m. again in the city clerk's office. They have to be turned in by 2 p.m. on that day. Staff will start reviewing. If someone comes in after that, turns in application and everything, we're going to take the first ones through the rounds first, and they'll go to, if they have a place, they'll go to council for a conditional use permit and all that, and we'll see if 2 permits are issued. If not, then anybody that was turned in after that, then they'll be considered. It's kind of the plan right now. So I think 3 weeks is enough time for, I think that everybody knows this has been going on. So hopefully they've been working on their applications. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thanks, Frank. Finance Director, Joel.
Nothing to report this evening. Thank you.
Presentation. You didn't make it, very
I don't have a presentation. I don't know if there are presentations, Mayor.
well.
I can start.
Something.
I can start a new business. You want to read it? You want to read new business number 1 for us, or A?
Well, yeah, I'm getting ready.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
New business, agenda item A. Consider approval of lease agreement with 2 Mile High Club. Frank?
Thank you, Mayor. I have with me tonight Brandon Westhoff. He's the new president of the 2 Mile High Club. I'm going to let him speak here in a minute. This lease agreement, you know, as council knows, things have been coming to our attention as far as staff, that people have been using city property or whatever for periods of time, and all I'm trying to do is clean up that. So the 2 Mile High Club has some of their inventory that they sell stored in the basement of the jail museum, about 360 square feet. It's very well maintained. It's on racks. Everything looks really good. And so we drafted this lease agreement. It follows what we did for the Victorian Society for their 3 storage buildings out at Public Works. Again, we don't have a problem with this. We just want to get it on record that the council's considered it and approved it or not, whatever y'all want to do. But if you have any questions about the lease agreement, I'll be happy to answer questions. And then I was going to let Brandon speak before y'all vote.
So the insurance, Frank, is the 2 Mile High Club provide insurance?
They have to provide insurance to the city, yes.
Thank you.
Brandon?
Here's my name. My name is Brandon Westhoff. I'm the current president of the 2 Mile High Club. I've been for a few months now. I just wanted to say thank you for letting me speak. And thank you for considering us to have our storage in the jail basement for our merchandise. Also didn't know if you guys wanted to see our Donkey Derby Day posters. You guys look one? Yeah. Okay. Then I also have a card. Nice. I don't know. Like that. That's for this year's. Little bit more, the 2 Mile High Club has gone through quite a few changes in the last few months and will continue to do so. Donkey Derby Days, 3-day event this year, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have a lot of people, new people in the club this year that have stepped up to help with planning of Donkey Derby Days. And a few of them are here with me. And I also would like to thank Frank, Jeff, and Clarissa, all 2 have been a great help to the 2 Mile High Club in planning this. So other than that, I look forward to working with you guys and hope for a great year. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Oh, thank you. That's all I have, Mayor, on the lease. I want to consider. Thank you.
Okay. Do I hear a motion for approval?
I make a motion to approve the lease agreement with the 2 Mile High Club.
I'll say. Go ahead.
You get it.
You go ahead.
Okay.
Right. Councilman Litherlands,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Trenary,
Yes.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Ashton.
Yeah. Agenda item B, consider approval of resolution 2023-16. Resolution recognizing and confirming the city's utility system as an active enterprise and authorizing the executive executed and delivery of a loan agreement between Colorado Water Resources and Power Development Authority and the Enterprise Fund, and the issuance of a government agent bond in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $300,000. They evidencing an obligation of the enterprise fund under the loan agreement. Frank?
Thank you, Mayor. I guess we're going to take these one at a time. I wrote one memo for you on both these, but the first one is on the sanitary sewer project. C is exactly the same thing, except it's on the water system. This goes back to the 300,000 that we are going to receive from the state revolving fund for the engineering on the water and sewer utility line improvements that we AquaWorks helped us put together. If you'll remember, months ago, back in actually the fall, we received 400,000 from DOLA. Paul corrected me today. It's actually at $800,000, but it's a match, 50-50 match. So we get $400,000 from DOLA. We're using the 600,000, this 600,000 to match the DOLA. This is an 80-20 grant match or loan is what they call it right now. If you read into the document, it's 100%. At the end, it's going to be transferred to a grant. If you read that in there, they put a tickler in there that says it's 80-20. They'll give you every time we submit for reimbursement, they're going to submit 80% of that back to us. They're going to retain 20%. At the end, if we go get the loan from the SRF fund to fund the actual project, then they're going to send us the rest of the 20%. So they kind of, it's a carrot and stick deal. So the 20% match on 600,000 is 120,000. The first one, they're separate because one comes from sewer, one's for water, 300 feet. So this one is the 300,000 for the sanitary sewer project. Questions?
The question? Is there a motion to approve a resolution?
Yeah, I'll motion that we approve resolution 2023-16, resolution recognizing and confirming the city's utility systems as an active enterprise and authorizing the executed and delivery of a loan agreement between Colorado Water Resources and Power Development Authority and the Enterprise Fund, and the issuance of a governmental agency bond in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed 300,000, evidencing the obligation of the Enterprise Fund under the loan agreement.
I'll second.
I'll say.
Vote please.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tenary,
Yes.
Councilman Litherland.
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. In item C, consider approve resolution 2023-17. Resolution recognizing from the city utility system as active enterprise and authorizing executed and delivery of a loan agreement between Colorado Water Resources, Power Development Authority, and the Enterprise Fund, and an issuance of a governmental agency bond in aggregate principal not to exceed 300,000. Evidencing an obligation of the Enterprise Fund under the loan agreement. Right.
Just a comment, Mayor. I talked with Erin prior to the meeting again. She's got to clarify on ordinances, but on resolutions, after the mayor reads all of this, if the council's in agreement, all you have to say is, I make a motion to approve resolution, whatever. You don't have to read it all again. She's got to check state law on ordinances, but some of this, as long as the mayor reads it all into the book, then we're good. So this also authorizes the mayor to sign all the documents, and it also allows Paul and Courtney are going to be the two city employees that will access the reimbursement portal that gets our money returned to us. Thank you.
Is there a motion?
I motion that we approve resolution 2023-17.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Mayor Pro Tem Tenary,
Yes.
Councilman Litherland,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. In item D, approve a request to advertise and release a request for proposals for the street creation and upgrade of electric vehicle charging station to be installed on city-owned or leased property. Okay?
Good evening, council. This is a request for an RFP to be released and advertised for electric vehicle charging stations. So to upgrade what we currently have and to add some additional units in the city, we're seeking two different opportunities. One is what would it cost for us to have these units installed, both level 1s and level 2 units? And more favorably, on staff's opinion, is what would it involve if we did a revenue share agreement with a company that then they install everything, they manage everything, they upgrade it as it needs to be upgraded. And then we get a residual check, a revenue share check once a month. So we do have some names of companies that do both. Installs and companies that do revenue shares. So we'd like to get this RFP out so we can see what best kind of deal we can get for the city. Questions?
I think it needs to be done.
Well, and we would be ahead.
They take now like 2 or 3 hours to charge, and the new ones are like 45 minutes.
Yep. We're looking at level 2s that would take about 2 hours, and the level 1, which would take 45 minutes. Not the really fast ones. They're super expensive.
So Jeff, of all the possible places,
Yes.
how many are we looking at to
We're
start?
proposing 11 for the RFP. We don't necessarily have to go with that. Some of the companies or providers I've talked with will come in and do an evaluation with engineers to determine which ones are more feasible and also remove units that may not be used once they get them up and running. But again, as Councilman Brown said, it's something we're going to have when we look at what the auto manufacturers are proposing. They're also, we're going to introduce them to the casinos so that hopefully the casinos will also consider putting some. Wildwood had 3 in their ramp and they're interested in replacing those. So hopefully we'll have more than just the units we're going to do with the city.
Any other questions?
The only comment I make is, I was looking at some of your locations, suggested locations. What kind of disturbs me, for example, at the welcome train, what's it take to recharge a car? About 2 or 3 hours or something like that?
No, so it depends on which unit. So if you look at a level 1, it'd be 45 minutes. A level 2 is 60 minutes or 90 minutes, or excuse me, 120 minutes, 2 hours.
Okay. What I'm driving at is this, that some of these locations, the parking is valuable. I mean, is minimal as it is. If we have stations there and we have people parked there charging their cars, it takes away from the parking for example, the museum and the train.
Yes, and so we will have to come back to city council to see if you guys want to create an ordinance that does not allow non-electric vehicles to park in electric spots.
Mhm.
Currently, we don't have an ordinance, which means any vehicle can park, even though you may have a sign up that says electric vehicle only. So we'd have to get an ordinance passed for that.
And then
And we'd also have to look at, one of the things you can do for electric vehicles is once they're fully charged, these units will, because everybody uses an app, will contact the owner and say you have to move your vehicle. So your car is fully charged, you have 30 minutes to move your vehicle because you have to open that spot for another electric vehicle.
and then you have a Butte Theater. We're in a parking lot just west of the building.
That's the concept, but we can do on street as well. So we need to look at each unit with an engineer and the building manager. So with the Butte, we'd work with Zach. With Heritage Center, we work with Michelle and the welcome train. Just to make sure, and Bill, I've already met with Bill to kind of talk with him about it too. And that is a concern, is taking up parking with electric vehicle parking. But again, as the manufacturers produce more and more vehicles, we're going to have more and more on the street. So we think it's going to actually attract more visitors when they know they have 12, or 20, in this case, 22 different plugs to hook into.
So do you know yet how many vehicles can be charged at these stations? We just did one and you can charge it two.
They're all doubles.
So if the mobile one car can be charged.
Yeah, these are all doubles. So 11 stations would be 22 vehicles. So, and we did look at on street. So for Masonic or Myers, we can be units on the sidewalk. We have enough space for ADA compliance as well.
So you have to consider power because I think these take like 60 amps.
Yep.
So you have to play the power.
Yeah, so their engineers come in and look at, that's what helps us pick locations. The engineers know where the power is and how long it's going to take. With the revenue share, they absorb that cost. With an installation, the city would absorb it, which is not favorable in staff's opinion.
Anything else? There a motion approved?
I will motion to approve request to advertise and release a request for proposals for creation and upgrade of electrical vehicle charging stations to be installed on city-owned or leased properties.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Councilman Litherland,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Canary. Yes. Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yeah,
Thank you, Council.
thank you, Kevin. Agenda item CE, consider approving continued representation of the city and transfer to a new law firm. Aaron?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. My request is to have the mayor sign a letter that says that I can transport the city practice, the city's files and all the work I do for the city to my new law firm when and if I move there, which will be Maines, Bradford, Ships and Cheptel. My partner, Charles Norton, who's been my partner for 25 years, is retiring. He hasn't quite pinned down the date, so we're kind of working through that. And as a matter of his retirement, our firm will wind down. So there won't be a Norton Smith because it's just the two of us at this point. And so as a requirement of the rules of professional conduct that guide my ethics, I need to ask the council whether you'll move with me or you'll find a new lawyer. So I'd be happy to answer any questions on that. I did want to give you a little bit of background on Maines Bradford. It's a small firm. They're started sometime in the early 70s out of Durango. So it's a Durango-based firm with a Denver satellite office. They've had a Denver satellite office for years. And currently I office share, Charles and I office share our floor space in Denver with them. So it would be a really, I think, a pretty smooth transition. They're great folks. They do not have a municipal practice, but they have a water practice and they represent, you know, just general business and litigation type clients. And they have represented for years the Ute Indian tribe. So a simple motion to approve me transporting my practice would be in order if council so desires, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
So you would be able to keep your office where you're at?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, nice.
you know, nothing changes.
Nice.
I have a couple questions. These are the same questions I asked Lee Phillips married 25 years ago. Okay. You said your new law firm represents the union of the Ute Nation.
Mhm.
Do you represent any other small communities?
Do I?
Yeah, what does your firm?
Oh, no.
You're going to.
The firm does not.
It does not, okay. And the other thing too, hourly fees, are they similar, less or greater?
My intention is to ask council for an increase in my fees for 2024 anyway, whether I was moving or not. I simply have to do it. It's a matter of trying to stay in business at this point with the inflation. So the reason I will be requesting a increase in fees, which I haven't since 2018, is to cover the cost of doing business. So that will happen in 2024, but not as a result of my move. In fact, for the remainder of the year, the only thing that the city will see different is Paul's office will see a different letterhead on the top of the bill. So,
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion to approve continued representation of the city and transfer to a new law firm. And let Aaron transfer to the new law firm.
I'll second that.
Vote please.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tenary,
yes,
Councilman Littleland,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes.
thank you.
Agenda item F, consider approval of resolution 2023-18, granting in part and denying in part the application for a variance in sign size and illumination to allow for the placement of new illuminating signs at certain real property known as 119 Carbonate and 421 East Black Peak Avenue, Cripple Creek, Colorado. Yeah.
Evening, Mayor, Council, Jim Hartsfield, Planning Department. This is a case we saw in our last meeting. We presented signs for the change from the Wild Big Casino to the Golden Nugget. And in that request for variance was to, first item was to increase the size of the sign at the hotel. It's an internally illuminated sign. It was agreed that we would move forward with that. And at the council's direction, we came back with a revised resolution, which includes all three variances that were considered. So the increase in sign for the Wildwood Hotel was, this resolution would approve that internally illuminated sign and the size increase. The second issue is the signs on the hotel. There were some signs variances, increases in total signage, and some increases in the freestanding sign as well, beyond what's currently allowed in the ordinance. So the resolution or the direction that council gave us at the last meeting was to create a resolution approving the increase in sign size for the casino. The third element in this resolution is the style or how these signs would be illuminated. The proposed signs from the casino were to be internally illuminated with a plastic face and the light would shine from the side. These are not allowed currently in the gaming district, so they're prohibited by our code. And so this resolution denies the request for internal illumination signs. I think you're all familiar with the signs we went through before. So no other questions at this point. We do have the applicant's representative here. That has a comment. He is here also to address any questions you might have.
Good evening, Council. Madam Getty, General Manager of Wildwood. Appreciate you guys' time and consideration in this matter. I mean, we understand where we're at with this. We would have hoped to have got the casino signs approved, but we do understand the ordinance issues. Worked closely with Frank and the city attorney as well. That just the way it all came together with the moratorium in place, it really crunched us to get a proposal together. That wasn't perfect. We had an opportunity before that moratorium, or just let me try to say it a different way. There's a little more leeway knowing when it would come up. We could have worked with staff to have got a proper submittal for your guys' consideration, but it's under the bridge. We're moving forward. We do appreciate the consideration for the hotel sign. Happy to answer any questions on that. But the only thing that I would request is that, again, talking with Frank and Ken and working with everybody here, that we're working through the revision of the sign ordinance. We are still planning on proceeding with our rebrand sometime here in the short future. If I could just ask your consideration of being expedite that process as much as possible, would be appreciated, so that we can get a proper signal to you, understand what the emergency is, and we can move forward. Again, I'm happy to answer any questions if you guys have.
The increase on the hotel sign, how much bigger is it gonna be?
I don't know the exact square footage. The hotel sign is something like just letters. You have that.
It was
Yeah, well-
76 square feet or something like that.
It sounds like it's not overly material. When you look at it on the face of the building, it's not going to take up massive amounts of relations. It's basically filling in space with the lettering.
One thing I might add, Matt, moving forward, I know you guys want to get the new signs up. It really would have helped if someone would have been here 2 weeks ago, because we had questions and stuff, and there was no one representing you guys.
Sure, understand.
It would have helped a lot.
Understand.
So moving forward, if you guys can get somebody here that can answer our questions and
We intend to.
explain stuff, that'd be,
Yeah, that's something.
that would help
Yeah,
out a lot.
of course, with.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
You have a question?
Just to clarify, the existing hotel sign is 102 square feet. They're proposing 186 square feet, for an increase of 85 square feet.
It's on page 3 of the proposed resolution.
Do I hear a motion? I'll motion we approve
Resolution 2023-18.
I'll second that.
vote please.
Mayor Pro Tem Tenary,
Yes.
Councilman Livingston,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. Agenda item G. Consider approval resolution 2023-21. Approving certificate of appropriateness for the Golden Nugget Hotel and Casino for a new sign as seen in attached exhibits on their premises at 421 East Pikes Peak Avenue. Right?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Renee Muller, Historic Preservation Coordinator. I'm here tonight to ask for approval of resolution 2023-21, approving a certificate of appropriateness for the Golden Nugget Hotel 7 Casino for a new sign as seen in the attached exhibits on their premises at 421 East Pikes Peak Avenue. On the screen above. That's right. Leave that. Not moving. Try that. There we go. Okay, this is for the sign that Ken was just talking about. I'm sorry, I can't read that from here, so I have my little cheat sheet. The commission found that the proposal involves minor alterations to the exterior of the building and does not change its character, which is historically inspired, but not a historic structure. The font used appears to be hobo, which was popular in 1897 and is consistent with the period of historic significance. The commission then voted to unanimously approve the Golden Nugget Certificate of Appropriateness request. We're here to ask that you approve the resolution for that.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2023-21.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Councilman Livingston,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tenary,
Yes.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. Agenda item H. Consider approving resolution 2023-23. Approving the nomination of Reed Granger and J.R. Gatlin to serve another term of 1 year on a commission and Sophia Blood to serve another term of 1 year on the commission as first alternate. Renee?
The commission voted unanimously to recommend retaining HP Commissioner and Chairman Reed Granger for another one-year term. The commission voted unanimously with Commissioner Gatlin sustaining from the vote to recommend retaining HP Commissioner J.R. Gatlin for another one-year term. The commission also voted unanimously to recommend retaining Sophia Ballas as the first alternate to the commission for another one-year term. All terms would end in March of 2024. Apologize for this coming in late, but I was not able to be here. So and I would ask that you approve resolution 2023-23.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2023-22. I'll second.
Vote please.
Councilman Liverland,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Canary,
Yes,
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. Agenda item I. Consider approval of resolution 2023-22, approving the award of a grant from the Historic Preservation Grant Funds to below name residents and entrepreneurs of the city of Cripple Creek, Colorado, and the county of Teller, state of Colorado. Okay.
This is in regard to the grant program that the city approved in the budget for 2023. You approved $50,000 for the commercial grant program and $50,000 for the residential grant program. The commission met and voted to award owners of the Hotel St. Nicholas at 233 East Eaton Avenue a $30,000 commercial grant for tuck pointing of the weakened brick and stone to preserve this historic building for the future. The commission voted to award the owner of the resident at 129 West Carr Avenue $4,230 to repaint her historic home. The commission voted to award the owners of the residence at 128 North 4th Street $5,637.70 to replace the residence roof and gutters. The gutters will be historic round gutters. The commission voted to award the owners of a residence at 323 East Carr Avenue $4,320 to repaint their historic home. The commission voted to award the owner of 305 North 4th Street $5,220 to repaint their historic home. The commission voted to award the owner of the residence at 140 West Masonic $16,658.91 to repair and replace windows in her historic home. The commission voted to award the owners of a residence at 210 3rd Street $13,301.38 to replace the roof of their historic home. There are some conditions that we included with this. The 210 3rd Street residence. On here, I can't read it. The background award was contingent upon receipt and approval of additional photographic evidence of the roof's damage. If you read my staff report, there was only one picture in there. And my HP group decided that they needed more evidence of the damage to the roof. We did receive that this morning. I don't know if you guys want to see it, or we can bring that up at the next council meeting if you'd like to wait on this one, but looks like it definitely needs to be replaced. So for the 323 East Carr residence, an additional $1,500 above the grant is to be reserved to pay a portion of the repair of damaged fascia board and siding. It's really difficult to find people to do bids up here right now, and we're still working on trying to get a bid for them. They thought maybe 1,500 would cover it. Obviously, if it's less than that, that's all we'll use. And the applicant has also agreed to pay 10% of whatever the price is. All grants are conditional on home or business owner contributing to the balance owed and then a receipt of a lien waiver from the contractor. And And they don't get paid and they don't get their grant money until we get those items. So that would be the resolution 2023-22 approving the award of grants, historic preservation grant program.
Renee, how many people applied for the grants this year, HP grants?
I had 7 people apply and receive residential grants, and I only had 1 person apply for the commercial grant. We still have a balance of 20,000 in the commercial grant, and I'm still working on a couple of places trying to get them to.
Okay, and what's the estimated amount of the grants for all?
Yeah, I think it's 70. I think we did 49, a little over 49,000 on residential and 30,000 in commercial. So we have a very small balance left in the residential and 20,000 left in commercial.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2023-23. Right? Yes. Yeah.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Councilman Litterlands.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tenary.
Yes.
Councilman Bowman.
Yes.
Councilman Brown.
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Renee.
Thanks, Mom.
Agenda item J, consider approval of sublease agreement with the Funky Little Theater with Thurlow property. Yes.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. This sublease agreement basically is pretty cut and dry. It just makes Funky Little Theater financially responsible for their actors in that house. We are still covering the monthly payments, but they'll be securing giving us a security deposit for any damage that might be incurred during the rent of that property. So putting a lot more of the responsibility on them than on the city. Any questions?
I think so.
There a motion?
A motion that we approve a sublease agreement with the Funky Little Theater for their own property.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Councilman Bowman.
Yes.
Councilman Brown.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tenary.
Yes.
Councilman Litterlands.
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. Agenda item K,
Thank you.
consider approval of the recreation community action plan. Tony?
Yes. Where we are. And happy summer.
Finally.
Here. So, yes, so I'm here to see if you guys would approve the recreation community action plan that we presented at the last council meeting. It's kind of, oh, come on. If you want to hear it again. I don't have. But anyway, we're excited about it, and what we want to do is start getting on to the action items and start forming committees and start moving forward as soon as possible. And we've already got some people interested on some committees, so I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too, and look forward to what we can do for the city and for the district and the economy.
Any question?
Thanks for all your work on that. That was great.
Yes, I do want to make sure you guys know that we also, after we were rudely loud leaving the meeting, but we talked with the CSU extension, and we already have meetings formed, and they have a group of graduate students that now want to take on and be a part of the ongoing process. So, and it's for no cost. So they were excited about it and how they can help their students. So it's kind of been this little ripple effect that we can just keep broadening out and doing this. So yeah, it's exciting. And glad we have such great partnerships and those people that are interested in our area. And I told Frank about, if I told you guys, please just bring me, but even one of the students.
Can vote?
Huh?
Can we vote on it?
Well, yeah, but let me tell you this one exciting thing, and then I'll just go sit down. But I know. Oh my God, 2 seconds. Okay, so Kenny, the guy that was one of the presentators there, one of the students, He is so excited about our community. They all want to come back, but he actually wants to help with the BMX race day, some of our other events that we're doing through Parks and Recreation. So now we might get able to have him come move into our area or something like that. So it's kind of exciting what's happening in this city. So that's all. Now you can vote. Not that it's not my permission.
Thank you. There a motion?
All motion to approve the recreation community action plan.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Mayor Pro Tem Terry,
Yes.
Councilman Littlehans.
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yeah,
Thanks, Tony.
thanks, Donnie.
Thank you,
Well,
guys.
well, work into that.
Before you go further, Mayor, I'm gonna requisition a hook. Next budget.
So, oh, she's excited for it.
I'm just kidding.
Then item L, consider approval of paving contract with Pyramid Construction Company. Steve?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Our last meeting, we approved to award Pyramid Construction the contract. Now, we're up here to get permission for the mayor to sign off on it. They have signed their part of it. I did not get a definite schedule from them yet, but when I return the contract to them tomorrow, we're looking at 2 weeks, and then we get started. And I made it clear that the school has to be done, so.
These three to first.
Yep, she didn't tell everyone what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I do know, but yeah, please let me know, because I need to let the library board know because we need to shut down the library.
And that's why I told
Because.
them, I want 2 weeks so that we can get in contact with everybody.
Okay, and this is a little opposite, well. Galena, when's Galena gonna be done?
It's pretty well done now.
You talking about the streetlights or?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Well, streetlights are on us, but they're concrete and chase range are all done now. I've got wire ordered for the streetlights.
Okay, thank you.
Can you access the library from, I guess you can't do it from Galena, can you?
Not when they have from Golden to Galena, there's no way you can access. So we have to shut down the
But
library.
they could get their steps in.
Do what?
And your steps
Could
in.
get their steps in.
They're fitting.
Get the shuttle bill.
I'll make a motion to approve the paving contract with Pyramid Construction Company.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Councilman Littlehans,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Canary,
Yes.
Councilman Bowman,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yeah. Well, young business,
Thanks, Steve.
meeting adjourned.